The side plank is one of my favorite exercises because it has so many possible progressions and regressions and can help with healing diastasis and strengthening the core without putting excessive pressure out on your midline. I have a separate video that walks through a side plank on your knees in detail, and here I will go through a number of other options for your side plank. If you think of your arms and legs as levers, the longer your levers are, meaning the more extended or straight your arms and legs are in the plank position, the more challenging it will be. The first variation is the side plank on your elbow and knees again. Come onto your side with your knees, hips, and shoulders in line with each other and prop yourself up on one elbow and forearm. Place the pinky side of your hand down on the floor like you're chopping into the ground. Stack your shoulder over your wrist and come nice and tall through your arm, pressing through your armpit. Push into the ground through your armpit and the outside of the bottom knee and lift up with your bottom abs to raise your side off the ground. Inhale into your back, sides, and hips. Exhale, think of your hip bones, abs, and ribs knitting in and around toward each other. You should especially feel this in the bottom side abdominals, like your obliques, and even some lower TAs as you knit your abs up and in. Your top obliques should also be engaged to pull your top ribs in and down. It can help to extend your top arm out in front of you on the ground like a kickstand to help naturally pull those top ribs down. This can help especially if you have any sort of rib flare. You may also use this to intensify the plank by rotating your torso over, keeping your ribs in line with your hips, and making this almost like a front plank supported on one arm. For some, the serratus can be one of the weak links for a side plank, so if pressing and lifting through your armpit is challenging to you, you can try extending your top leg straight toward the ground or even slightly in front of you. You should not feel any scapula winging, as can happen if you're sinking into your shoulder. The next option from your elbow and knees is to try extending your legs, lengthening that lever. You may stack your feet on top of each other if that feels good, or I like to place mine one in front of the other. All the same cues apply here. Next, we can strengthen that supporting arm, lengthening that lever. This is the most challenging side plank position because your legs are completely extended and your arm is extended. The same cues apply for pressing through the armpit and down into the floor to keep your body lifted out of your shoulder. You may extend the top arm overhead if you'd like, or as with the bent arm variations, you may try bringing a rotation through your torso while keeping your ribs in line with your hips. If a side plank on the ground feels too challenging at first, or you notice that you're having trouble managing the pressure through your core, try starting on your feet and place your hand or elbow on a higher surface such as a countertop, table, chair, or bench. Once you can hold a side plank at higher levels with good form and ensure you feel it in all the right places, you can work your way down to lower levels until you ultimately get to the ground. As always, come long through your arm, not sinking down into your shoulder, and use your obliques to help knit your hips and ribs in together. As you do any of these plank options, watch your head posture. The goal is to maintain a long spine, thinking of coming long through the crown of your head.